Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Brown, and I'm the principal of the school, and we are here to discuss Billy Green in the classroom. Can y'all please introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Green, I'm Billy's mom.
I'm Spencer Green, Billy's dad.
Hey, I'm Mr. Moore, Billy's assessment specialist.
Hi, I am Miss Thomas and I am the general education teacher. Unfortunately, Mr. Young, the special education teacher, couldn't be here today due to illness.
Mr. and Mrs. Green, so what are Billy's strengths at home?
Well, some of his strengths that me and his father noticed is that he's really good with the kids in the neighborhood. He has lots of friends, all the kids in the neighborhood love playing with him. And he's good at sports. He's really good at like basketball, football, and baseball, and I'm pretty sure he takes after his dad on that one.
Thank you.
Alright, so, what are Billy's strengths in the classroom?
Well, like Miss Green said, Billy makes friends within a second. He's very sociable. If someone's upset or anything, he'll go up to them and talk to them and, wonder why they're sad and everything, and kind of just makes them happy. That's why he's kind of a class clown a little bit. Like I said, he always has a smile on his face, and he always wants to learn. He's ready to learn when he's walking through that door.
Well, based off of Billy's test scores and other material from last year, he performs well in math, science, and social studies, but he's underperformed in the reading and writing part. So even though he's not in the norm with his peers in those areas, we think that with developing this IEP plan, he should improve in those two areas.
So what do you think he needs to improve on?
Well, in general, I guess it's obviously reading or wanting to read, I guess. He has a problem with finishing his homework on time, and a lot of times he's either procrastinating or he's playing his video games, or wants to play sports with me and try to sidetrack me, but I want him to be focused on his school first, even though it's great to be playing sports, but he just really needs to step it up as far as reading goes, and I just need to see a lot of improvement.
One thing that we notice at home is Billy really, if it has to do with like math, homework, or science, or social studies, or something like that, Billy's all for doing it. Billy will come home, hey Dad, hey Mom, I got math homework, go up to his room and do it, but it's only whenever he has reading or writing homework, whenever he's like, ooh, I'd rather play video games, or I'd rather go outside with Dad, or do something like that. He finds any excuse he can to not do his reading or writing homework.
Alright, what do you think he needs to improve on in the classroom, Ms. Thomas?
Well, I talked to some of Billy's old teachers, and they brought him once a week for about an hour on one-on-one sessions to help with his reading and writing. And I'm going to continue to do that this year. So I want to help him improve on his writing skills, at least 3 sentences within 10 minutes, and read 2 pages within about 20 minutes.
What are your concerns about Billy right now?
Well, I think our concern is that he's getting further and further behind, and that we're afraid Billy's problem is just going to get worse, and that he'll never get better, and that he'll be so far behind Billy will never catch up. And his peers will just move on without him, and each grade he goes into, he'll still be behind. So I guess as his mother and father, we're just wondering what you're doing in the classroom to maybe, or what your plan is to do in the classroom to help improve him in those aspects. I know you said that his teachers last year would take him out for a day. Do you plan on continuing to keep doing that, or just what were your plans for this school year?
Yeah, I want to continue to do that, but I don't want to take him out too much. But I want to continue to have him get comfortable one-on-one reading and writing before getting comfortable in the general education class.
So do you think if maybe what if Billy goes, I know if you do it one time a week and for about an hour, say, what if within 3 to 4 weeks Billy's still not progressing and he's not getting any better at reading and writing, then would you consider taking him out 2 times a week, or would you just go for a long amount of time, or what do you think you would do if he's not progressing?
Well, I didn't want to take him out more than once a week because it would hinder his abilities in the classroom, and I feel like his peers also challenge him and help him improve on reading and writing. But if within the third week of classes, he doesn't improve, then we can either bump it up to 2 times a week for an hour and 15 minutes instead of just an hour once a week.
And that leads me to another question. How do Billy's peers handle him? Do they kind of stand off, like, ooh, Billy's not good at reading and writing? Or are they more like, hey, Billy, come sit with me. Let me help you do your homework. I finished my in-class assignment. Come over here and I'll help you write this. Or I'll help you understand to read it. How are Billy's peers with Billy?
Well, when I talked to his old teachers, they said that in the beginning of the year, Billy was kind of like a little bit of an outcast, not too much because he is a social butterfly, but when it comes to reading and writing, he was an outcast technically. People could see that he was kind of weaker in that selection, but throughout the year they, understood and they wanted to help Billy more. So you could say that Billy changed his seat a lot because everyone wanted to sit next to Billy and help him out.
Speaking of changing his seat, do you think he could be better off sitting in the front of the classroom so he's not so, non-focused on what you're doing, and so he's not focused on people in front of him or what they're doing, he could be focused on you more, do you think?
So he's not easily distracted. He wouldn't have anything going on in front of him but you.
That'd be a good idea. We could try it out for 3 weeks. My only concern about that is that Billy gets distracted very easily, and having him in front of the class, people are going to be looking up that way, and they're going to see Billy getting distracted and doing other stuff, and I don't want the other kids to get distracted also.
You just have to play it out.
Just play it out. We'll just test it out and see how it goes, and if this works out, maybe we can give him gold stars, and then have him, every 5 stars he gets, have him have extra recess time.
And I guess we could implement something at home as well, a reward system, such as if he comes home and does his homework within a certain amount of time, his reading and writing homework, we give him an extra 50 cents to put in his piggy bank or something like that. That way, he has something to influence him in the classroom and at home to do his homework.
Consistency, that's very well.
All right, so what are your goals for this school year?
I guess our goals at home and what we're going to focus on at home is to have Billy read bedtime stories with either me or his father at night, so he's consistently reading, and we wouldn't read the stories for him. We'd make him read them unless he was struggling on a certain word or something like that. Then we would assist him in that. And we also have this game on our computer. It's for reading and writing. So for an hour a day, we'll make him play that, 30 minutes of reading and 30 minutes of writing. And we hope, in hopes that this would help him improve in those aspects and gain confidence in himself. So that whenever he's in the classroom and he's writing or he's reading, he's like, hey, I do this at home, I know I can do this. And I may not read out loud at home. I can read out loud to my mom and dad because I'm comfortable with them, but I know I can read out loud in my classroom because I can do it at home. So we just want him to have confidence in himself when it comes to reading and writing this year. So I think that's one of our main goals, is to get him comfortable doing that outside of the classroom so he can do it inside of the classroom.
All right, so what is his goals for this year inside the classroom?
Well, I want Billy to be excited for reading and writing, just like social studies, math, science, and all that. I want him to be ready to write down a paragraph, a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph, and he can do this within at least maybe like 7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, get it lower than that. And I want him to read one-on-one in the one-on-one classrooms with Mr. Young. I want him to read 10 pages within 30 minutes. And then in the classroom, I want him to read 2 pages comfortably and vocally for at least within 5 minutes, because I want the class to keep going. I don't want other kids to have to stop their learning for him, but I want him to get comfortable enough to do that.
Okay. Is there anything else y'all would like to add?
I don't think so. We just don't really want Billy to be treated any differently. I mean, we do understand that he does have a problem, he does have ADHD, so we understand that. And we also don't want Billy to affect other students learning in the classroom. So if it does come down to Billy, we know that Billy may have bad days and he may just throw tantrums and freak out and everything. So if it comes down to Mr. Young taking him out of the classroom and just being like, Billy, we're going to sit out here, me and you are going to read out here today. If that's what it comes down to, we understand that. And I know you don't want to do that a lot, but I know sometimes it has to be done because we don't want Billy to hinder the rest of the student whenever it comes to their learning. So,
Duly noted.
and we just want to say thank y'all for working with Billy and taking your time to make sure he gets the education just like all the other students do. So we appreciate that.
No problem.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.